of work. And we are going to be exploring a whole lot of conversations and, if possible, take questions from the audience. But now to Mr. Olubumi, you work at Binance and you have an experience of the entire Web3. What would you say is the simplest way to explain Web3 to anybody?
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Are we not excited?
We are excited.
All right. So first, I work with Binance, but I'm not speaking on behalf of Binance. I'm here as Olubumi Fabanwo, a blockchain and tech enthusiast.
Great.
I'm not here as Binance affiliate program manager. Are we good?
We're good.
All right, so I can speak freely now.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I think it's important for us to start from the beginning of the web for you to understand Web3. So I think the first session was people answering the question, what exactly is Web3? And I found that, it made a lot of sense, the responses that we got. And someone also started from Web 1 to Web 2 to Web 3. So what exactly was Web 1? Web 1 was, I'll give a very simple analogy. Your Punch newspaper without any internet, without any social media accounts. How many of us used to read Punch, Tell back then? Or wait, maybe I'm too old. How many of us know Punch newspaper? How many of us know newspapers?
Gen Z people are absent.
Okay, we know that newspapers exist, right? All right, so we used to depend then, in the 90s, on whatever information is given in the papers. So it means that you just got information, you were not able to interact with the information. So it just came to you, hook, line, and sinker. So just assume that as Web 1. So it was all just garbage in, without any garbage out, no further response. Now we entered Web 2, where we could now comment, we could now interact. And that's where you have the Twitter, that's where you have the Instagram. So back then, in the Web 1 world, permit me to use that, we never knew what exactly was happening in Aso Rock. But today, what do you need to do to know what exactly is happening in Aso Rock? Just go on Twitter and type Aso Rock, or type, what's the name of the president? Are we going to do a master class on current affairs or what? All right, but you understand what I mean. And people can actually interact with themselves. People can ask questions. Now, we are saying that we are bringing Web 3 because we want information to be more decentralized, and we want people to have ownership of whatever data or whatever information or whatever content they create. So if you create content on TikTok, how many TikTokers do we have in the house? Woo! You don't know whether I want to get you followers. How many TikTokers do we have? This is the only TikToker. All right, so when you create content on TikTok now, TikTok can share, I think they can share revenue with you based on how viral your content is. Same thing with YouTube. But now we are saying that, why do you have to be paying me a percentage of what I'm supposed to earn? Why is YouTube paying me 0.something% based on how much I've generated for them? I want to own everything. I want to have access to it. I want to determine who sees my content. And that is what Web3 is bringing us. So it's making it more decentralized, and we are utilizing blockchain technology to get this done. So away from, thank you, away from information, it also comes to money. So there's evolution in everything that we are doing. Before now, I'm sure that a lot of people would have brought cash when they were coming here. But right now, I'm sure that I think I have maybe about 700 naira so that I can, tip people when I'm going back home. But really, I do not carry cash. And this was not the case about 20 years ago, because you had to hold cash everywhere you were going. You had to pay cash. But right now, I hear even conductors, once you enter, they will say, they use OPay, or yeah, do transfer before the journey begins. Permit me to use that. So now people have evolved away from that type of money. Now we move to digital money, and now we are moving to actual digital assets, like cryptocurrency. So I don't need a bank to be able to keep my money. All I need to do is just buy a certain currency, maybe Bitcoin or what have you, maybe USDT, and I keep it in my own wallet with my own password, not needing any central authority to be in charge of it. Do we understand what Web3 is now?
Yeah.
Good. Give me a round of applause now.
I need that round of applause again because this is the simplest I have heard Web3 being explained. Anybody feels like me right now? Thank you so much for doing justice to that. And Harrison, could you help us explain AI to a 2-year-old?
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Harrison Obiefule, popularly called Harry Obi, rather. So first things first, the introduction was a bit mumbled up. I was shocked when they were reading the introduction. That is an old one, rather. So currently I lead Super Team DAO. It's a small community of developers, creators, operators working on the Solana blockchain. And to answer the question, AI is simple definition, layman's definition, is just teaching computers how to think like humans. It's as easy as that. So it's a field where computers are trained using several data sets to think, to process information like humans. It's as simple as that.
Wow, interesting. So that's why ChatGPT is trained to answer all of your questions. Any final year student that use ChatGPT here, can you shamelessly raise your hands? So I think the next one will be, Harrison, I'll take it from you again. You mentioned that you work in a small community. What would you say is the role of the community, or generally having a community for Web3 and AI, and how it affects the future?
Yeah. I think for us that are in the blockchain space, those of us that are in the emerging tech space, we are sort of in the forefront of this new technology. So you likely see somebody in the blockchain space building systems and finding possible solutions or even connections between blockchain technology and AI technology. The blockchain tech company that I sort of work in, we have grants for blockchain developers to build AI systems. Yeah. So as a community, we're constantly looking for ways to better our crafts. We're constantly looking for ways to help us earn more, help us grow more. And that is why it's very easy for someone like me not just to talk comfortably about the possibilities in the blockchain technology space, but also how that fusion with AI also helps. So I think for us, it's just all about looking for the opportunities, how we want to make more money, how do we want to grow. We understand that the future is changing. Not a lot of people understand that. We understand that. So instead of fighting this future, the question we ask is, how can this technology, emerging technology, help our work? I work in the marketing space. So the question that I'm constantly asking myself, and not just those of us that are in my community, is how can this technology help us earn better, help us do our work better? So yeah.
Wow, interesting. So it's worthy to note that it's great to be a part of a community or create a community around yourself if you're a blockchain developer. That way you can get access to a lot of these grants, a lot of more opportunities. And that will lead me on to my next question, which is, what are the necessary skills that I need to even function here? Like, what are the basic skills that I need to have? Do I need to write a certain programming language? What do I need to do?
Okay, so you mean for AI and blockchain and Web3?
Yeah, AI and Web3, yeah.
All right. So we have to understand that there are different roles that everybody plays in the community. That's in the AI and Web3 community. Not everybody has to be a developer. I've been training to be a developer, blockchain developer, for the past 3 years. I've not made any progress. But then I'm thriving in the marketing space, in the sales space, because as much as you build solutions, you need people to be able to translate it to the audience or to the users, to your potential users. And that's where we come in. So you need me as much as I need you. So everybody has a role to play. So in the AI space, in the blockchain space, you do not necessarily have to have technical competency. Sometimes all you need is knowledge. That is all. And how do you get knowledge? It is everywhere. Just Google AI, go to ChatGPT, how do I become an AI expert? That one is even easy to give you everything. Then you start taking it one after the other. Take courses. There are so many free courses online, so many resources online. Then community, of course, very, very important, especially for Web3. I'll speak for Web3 now. If you want to be better or you want to build in the blockchain space, you want to be a Web3 specialist or what have you, you have to be part of a community. It is, I would say it is number one. You have to join community because the Web3 space is all about community. We have a DAO, someone that is in charge of a DAO, that's a decentralized autonomous organization. This is just that everything is changing now. So going forward, in the next few years, even from now, you would not have centralized organizations anymore. You would not have managers making decisions. It will be us, it will be the community deciding what the next step in a company is going to be, what are they going to invest in, things like that. So a brief story of myself. I started learning about blockchain full-time during the lockdown. I took a few hours every day during the lockdown to learn about blockchain. I took a diploma. I worked in the bank for 6 years, and I never really had that much interest in tech. But seeing how the world was going after COVID, I knew that there was going to be a paradigm shift. It was obvious. So I decided to say, okay, what can change finance? What can change blockchain for, banking? And I said, blockchain is it's very financially, is intertwined with banking and all of that. And I decided to learn. Afterwards, I would just go online and be, I would just be picking about it. And everybody just say, Bumi sabi blockchain, Bumi is good. Not knowing that I just have 3-month experience in the blockchain space. So you can be the same thing too. You can just, once you learn something on blockchain, share it online. And it doesn't matter whether you get interaction, whether you like 2 likes, 4 likes, forget about that. But your footprint is already online, that this is my journey. And it cuts across every other tech aspect, not only blockchain, Web3, or AI. Anything that you want to do. You want to be a content creator, you want to, say social media, writer, whatever it is. Just pick it up, understand it, read about it, get certifications. Then along the way, you can get your path. Maybe you want to become a developer, a technical person, but the first step is get education, get knowledge, and join community.
Thank you so much. And I would summarize that in the words of a famous man, Lai Wasabi. He said, info, of info. You get that? So to continue in that light, see, you have great experience with the government, relating with the government, and the truth is regulations are very important in our age and time. You might be very innovative, and one regulation from the government just swamps everything off. So what do you think is the role of this government in this future? Because it looks like we are going to the future. How do we want to bring the government along with us?
Okay, thank you for the question. And I don't know why all the time when I sit on panels like this, people will pick me out and say on the side of the government and all of that and regulations, right?
It's you.
But it's okay. But I will speak to what people do not like to hear, right? The reality is that it's the people itself are the government. Trust me. That is the practical aspect of real governance, right? The reality is that no thinking government, no government in the world today, right, would leave the evolution of technology and will look away from how digitalized the world is. Now, what does that tell you? If you look at, and I'm going to bring it back home to Nigeria, everything that has developed in the Nigerian space in different sectors, geometrically, right, since probably 1999, has never been through the direct initiative of government. It has always been from the people to the government. Now, what you have seen, right, basically, is that even now, the state government have a ministry for innovation and digital economy. What does that tell you? We have it also in the with the federal government, right? But what it tells you is that the government is already prepared, one, right, for what is coming. They already understand that this is the future. That's one. Two, don't forget also that the government we have been digitalizing, or we have improved our digital infrastructure, right? Preparing for people do not